So I really just want to be so transparent, and this is a transparency video because I told y'all I would want to be transparent. So I am currently reading 48 Laws of Power, and I have the book in my hand, and this is a book that really has already changed my perspective and mindset on things. So I'm currently on chapter 4. So I ended chapter 3 earlier, and I'll be starting chapter 4 again. But the whole book is just so insightful, and it's got a lot of information within the book. So if you haven't read 48 Laws of Power, definitely go get the book. It's a great book. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, there is a lot of good, beneficial information, a lot of things in the book that you can actually learn from. And I think that it's something that is a good tool to use for everyday life. So when I first became like let's just say literature, y'all, because literature, reading books is where it's at. Reading books is where it's at. So I have been learning new things about myself, and I have been reading for a while. This isn't something I just picked up and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start reading. Like in school, English was like my highest grading subject. So I've always had a strong thing for writing, but as far as reading, I never was that in tune with reading. But I've noticed as I'm getting older and learning myself and actually being equipped with certain resources and tools, I'm like, you know what, reading is my thing. So I'm over here and I'm taking pictures, and I'm 48 Laws of Power, y'all. The next chapter is chapter 4, and the chapter is don't speak more. Basically, don't speak more than you have to. When there's things you want to accomplish, and people say, well, don't speak too much, because you speak too much, there's someone always in the background watching, wishing that you don't succeed, right? So that chapter is basically referring to that. So I was looking back on that, and I was like, you know what? Now I see why people say don't speak too much, because you don't want people in the background wishing bad upon your success or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, this makes total sense. But I had to share. Side note, I had to pull the camera out and I had to record, because I'm like, y'all, this is a transparency moment. If you're not reading, pick you a book up that you may like, or even if there's an area in your life that's a little sparse that you want to improve. It could be anything. It could be communication. It could be time management. It could be, just lack of wisdom. It could be anything like that. If there's something that you want to improve in your life, and with it being a new year, we want to be our best selves, be as best as we can, right? So definitely finding an area in your life that you need to improve on, and alter it, improve it, work on it, just like our physical appearance and our emotional well-being and our our spirituality, all that stuff. We always work on that stuff, right? Well, work on your mind and work on the things inside internally that needs to be fixed. So I'm not gonna keep stressing it, but I just wanted to definitely relay the message. If you're not reading, and it's good for your mind too. Reading is good for your mind. It relieves stress. It relieves anxiety. It helps build, improve your mind, for in the future when you do get older, you don't develop dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff early. So yeah, it's something good to definitely use, and it's very useful in your life. I know it's hard for some people to read. I used to be one of those, especially with English being my favorite or best subject in school. I kept a B or higher in English, I think. But Yeah, English was my favorite, but I always was like, you know what? I don't know. So, yeah, books have been great for me. But like I said, pick up a book you like and for sure get into it and be consistent with it. So another thing that I learned too, and this may sound crazy, but if there's like 15 chapters in a book, and this is realistic, like this is a realistic goal you could set for yourself. So if you are reading a book, right, and it's 15 chapters long, let's say it's 200 pages, right, and you're like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to read all this book in a month. Honestly, you should be able to read it quicker than a month, because if a book has 15 chapters and you read 2 chapters a day, how many days is that? 15 chapters, right? 2 a day. You should read that book in 30 days. But honestly, if you look at it from my viewpoint, I'm looking at it like this. If you read 2 chapters a day and there's 15 chapters, you divide that 15 by 2. Well, that doesn't divide evenly. But y'all, 2 times 7, 14. You could read that book in a week and a half. Probably a little bit over a week. But realistically, if you're wanting to read a book within 30 days, you can definitely do it. You just really got to put your mind to it, and that's with anything you do, put your mind to it. So, like I said, you can read a 15 chapter book in a little over a week. 2 chapters a day. 2 chapters a day, y'all. You're already on 2 chapters on the first day. You only have 15 chapters to read. And this book that I'm reading, it has 48 laws of power. So it's basically 48 chapters. So I'll probably read this book before the month is over, which I am going to read this book before the month is over. So my goal is to read 1 book a month. I already finished my first book this year, and it was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Beep by Mark Manson. I already finished that one. So I'm going to read 1 book every month. That'll be 12 books. Who's to say I may read more? It just depends on how long and lengthy the book is. But yeah. I'm excited for this. Excited for this literature journey. That's what we're on. Improving our minds, our bodies, our souls, our spirits, physically, everything, right? So yeah. Get into your books, y'all. Get into your literature. And I can't wait. And when you have found a book that you like, drop it down below. And I'll link my Amazon link in my description of the video, so you guys can go and see the books that I do have on my Amazon storefront. Books that I've read so far. Actually, I've read way more than what's there, but I haven't listed them all yet. So yeah, just go and check out my Amazon storefront. And if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next transparency note. I love all of y'all.